students, today we start with module 3, that working with files. Okay, working with the files and directories of module 3. We can see one statement here, import OS, which imports OS model. Okay, in the OS model we are having functions related to working with the files and directories. Can you say os.getCWD function? This get CWD indicates get current working directory. Get current working directory gets a working directory of the operating system or present working directory. Here present working directory, if you want to print, give print message. Okay, currently operating system exists in Windows sys 32. Okay, that is current working directory. Now if you want to change the directory to your own directory, okay, you can give os dot change directory, os dot change directory to change the directory, and to which directory you want to change. Okay, to which directory you want to change? If you want to change to D drive, in that your own directory, like if it is there, if it is student directory, okay, you can change to D student directory, and then os dot get current working directory displays present working directory once again. Okay, this displays present working directory. Okay, now if you run the program, okay, it is displaying one error message, indicates the system cannot find the file specified because there is no such directory student. There is no such directory student. For this purpose, what you have to do? You have to go to D drive and create a directory there. Go to D drive and create a folder, or you can use some existing folder. See, there is NBA folder here. Okay, instead of creating a student folder, if you want to create student folder, you create a, okay, new folder, then student folder you created. Now if you try to run this code, it won't give error message. See, okay, it displaying D student. See, this is output of this command, okay, which gives present working directory. If after changing directory, you are in this directory. Okay, you can see 2 backslashes here, and here you can see single backslash, no problem. See, if it is Windows operating system, it gives backslash. If you are working in Unix operating system, it gives forward slash. Okay, here we are working in Windows operating system, therefore it is creating, or it is showing the directories with the backslash. Okay, now see, this about creation of, this about printing current working directory and changing the directory. Okay, this is demonstration program for printing current working directory, printing current working directory and changing directory, and to change the directory. Okay, now if you want to create the directories, if you want to create your own directory, you can give OS, from OS model, make directory function. Okay, make dirs to create your own directory. Okay, in make directories function, which argument you want to give, you can give here. Okay, for example, instead of this current directory, if you want to create your own directories, okay, your own directories, 2 backslashes, because here when you are creating the path, you have to give proper path. Student directory already exists, correct now? If you want to create a Python directory, Python Python, okay, in that student, in that model 3, okay, this way. If you want to create the directory, you can create this way. In the D drive, see 2 backslashes you are giving. To show the directory with the single backslash, you have to give a 2 backslash. Python 2 backslash student 2 backslash in that module 3 folder, okay. The folder or directory will be created. This creates the folder, okay, folder or directory. If you run, okay, if you run, it creates the folder, but how you see whether it created folder or not? To see whether it is created folder or not, go to D in that, double click on D and see Python folder is created, correct? There is a Python folder. You see here, there is a Python folder, and inside the Python folder you create a student folder. It is student folder. Inside student there is module 3 folder. See, this way you can create the directory or folder, okay. Now we see absolute and relative path, okay, absolute versus relative path. There are 2 types of path or 2 ways of path to specify a file path. It is absolute and relative path. You know, absolute path always begins with the root folder, and relative path is relative to program's current working directory, okay. And you know, there is single dot as well as a double dot folders, okay. The single dot folder is shorthand for current directory or this directory, okay, current directory or this directory. Double dot for parent directory, double dot for parent directory. Here you can see one current working directory system, okay. See, from the C is the root, C is the root. From the root there is Bacon folder. In the root there is Bacon folder. In the Bacon folder there is fizz folder. In the fizz folder there is spam.txt file. In the Bacon folder there is once again spam.txt file. In the C folder there is egg folder, and in the eggs folder there is spam.txt, as well as in the root there is spam.txt. See how to access this spam.txt, that is given either using relative path or absolute path. You both see how to access this different files, that is spam.txt with the different folders using relative path. This is relative path. So you know, 2 dots with the backslash for parent folder, okay. Parent folder, its equivalent folder in the absolute path is C:\\, that is absolute path of /2/, because we are currently here now C:\\, okay, indicates it is in the root folder. Now if current working directory is Bacon, if current working directory is Bacon, Bacon's parent path is ... that is nothing but root folder, C:\\. If you just give dot backslash, it indicates current working directory, that is Bacon. Current working directory is Bacon. You can access current working directory by using dot single backslash, okay. Its absolute path is C:\\Bacon. Absolute path means full path you have to give starting from the root, okay, starting from the root. Relative path relative to current working directory. Here current working directory is Bacon, okay. From the Bacon // if you give as the relative path, it indicates Bacon folder, but in the absolute path it is available in the C drive as Bacon. Now what about the fizz? Fizz is available in the Bacon. How to access fizz folder? // because it's available in the parent directory Bacon, okay. // fizz's parent directory is Bacon. Therefore to access fizz is available in the Bacon directory. you have to give dot slash fizz only when you are in the current working directory bacon. Okay, if you give dot slash fizz in absolute path, it is nothing but c colon bacon fizz. Okay, if you want to access spam.txt, see your current working directory is bacon. You are in the bacon directory. Consider you are in the bacon folder. If you want to access spam.txt which is available in the fizz, then you have to give dot slash fizz backslash spam.txt. See, from bacon, you are in the bacon. You are in the bacon prompt or bacon folder. From the bacon folder, you are accessing spam.txt which is available in the fizz. Okay, you give full path of the spam.txt in this way. Spam.txt available in the fizz is available in the bacon. Bacon is C. This is the full path of the spam.txt. Now see this spam.txt. This spam.txt is available in the bacon. No? It is available in the current working directory bacon. Directly you can access by using dot slash spam.txt. In the case you are accessing spam.txt from bacon folder which is current working directory. But its absolute path is c colon backslash bacon spam.txt. If you are going to give absolute path, you have to give in this way. Now see X folder. X folder is available in the C folder or C drive. C drive having X folder. And if you want to access X folder, you know your current working directory is bacon. If you want to access X folder from the parent of bacon, then double dots slash X indicates from parent directory X. Then its absolute path is c colon backslash X. Now if you want to access spam.txt from X folder, if you want to access spam.txt, you know your current working directory is bacon. Okay, and bacon is current working directory. You want to access spam.txt from X folder, then from bacon 2 dots backslash X backslash spam.txt. It's the absolute path is this way. Now see here spam.txt. Spam.txt is available in the C drive. Okay, spam.txt is available in the C drive. If you want to access spam.txt from C drive or from root directory, then 2 dots backslash spam.txt. From root directory you are accessing spam.txt, and its absolute path is c colon backslash spam.txt. Okay. This is about relative paths and absolute paths. Now about absolute path and relative path information printing. If you want to print whether current directory is absolute path, if you want to get the absolute path information of current working directory, then you have to give print os.path.absolute path and dot indicates current working directories. Okay, current working directories absolute path will be displayed by os.path.absolute path command. Now if you want to print os.path.absolute path of module 3 folder, because you are having module 3 folder, it's absolute path. If you want to print, okay, you have to give os.path.absolute path and then dot / module 3 indicates from this folder you want to get absolute path of this folder. Okay, this is the answer for that print command d student module 3, and this is answer of first print command. os.path.absolute path indicates current working directory is absolute path. Your current working directory is d student, because here you changed the directory into d student. Its absolute path is d student. Now print os.path.is absolute indicates or checks whether the path is absolute or not. Current working directory's path is absolute or not. You are checking with the dot, that is from current path. In the case it is not absolute path, it is relative path, because if you give dot, no, dot for relative path. But if you give the same command with absolute path, you know, absolute path, no, it returns the absolute path of the current working directory. Absolute path is definitely it is absolute path. Therefore, is ABS of this absolute path gives true, indicates this is the absolute path. Now we continue with the os.path.basename function. First of all, we are storing Windows System32 calc.exe full path to path variable, and now we are displaying path.basename. Basename gives whatever file name after the last slash. Okay, this is the last slash. After the last slash, whatever name is there, that will be returned by the basename function. And directory name gives whatever the content before last slash. Okay, see here, content before the last slashes is C Windows System32. It indicates directory name of this path. Okay, path name gives file name, directory name gives directory name of that path. If you try to run the program, see, current path is this. It displaying path as calc.exe. Okay, this is the output of this statement. And now this is output of this statement. Okay, directory name gives directory name of current path. os.path.split. This function splits the given path, this given path into directory name and file name. Okay, split function splits the given path into directory name and file name. Okay, this is the output of os.path.split function. We can also split the path into different parts of the path by using separator. Okay, here the separator is taken as backslash. Okay, it is splitting the given path according to separator backslash. The function is path.split and argument is os.path.sub. Sub indicates separator. Separator is 2 backslashes here. Okay, it is splitting path into different parts which is separated by separator. Okay, and returns a list. To get size of the calc.exe file, you have to use function os.path.getSize. Okay, and give full path. It gives the size of size of calculator.exe. Okay, it gives the size of calculator.exe, that is this much. This is the output. And if you tell os.list directory of Windows Sys32 folder, it displays all the available files and folders, lists all the available contents of Sys32 folder. Okay, Sys32 folders, all content will be displayed when you use the command os.list directory. In the same way, see, if you try to display some other folders content, for example d:\nba, there is a folder nba. Okay, run 2 backslashes you have to give. Okay, otherwise it takes it as escape sequence character. It displays all the files of NBA folder. Like that, if you want to display the content of a particular folder, you have to give list directory function which belongs to OS model. Okay, os dot list directory, and size of the file if you want to see. For example, if you want to see the size of the file 10cs73.docs which is available in NBA folder, then d NBA 10cs73.docs. okay, get size, give full path of the file. Now you run, you get 16,770 bytes. Okay, that's the size of 10cs73.docs file. Like that, if you want to check the size of a particular file, you can give os.path.getSize function and os.list directory to display the content of the particular folder. Now look at this code. If you want to get total size of a folder, indicates size of all the file. Okay, total size of all the files. A simple code if you write, for example, total size is initialized to 0. Now first you have to list the directory of this path. You can give any path. Okay, if you want to list the directory of the path NBA folder, whatever directory available in the NBA folder, whatever files available in the NBA folder, okay, all the files of NBA folder will be listed, and in that list, from that list, file name, each file name will be taken. The command or the function, the loop for file name, for each file name in the NBA folder. Okay, total size equal to total size plus os dot path dot get size. Get size, you know, get size gets the size of the particular file. Which file? Size of which file? That is from path. Which size you want to calculate? NBA. Path is NBA. From this path, all the file names, each file name is stored in the file name. Okay, the file name and the path name and file name. You know, DNBA is the path name and this is the file name. Both will be joined. Okay, DNBA backslash a particular file name will be joined and its size will be calculated. Its size will be taken and it will be added to total size. You know why this join function is used? Join function is used to join each file with the folder NBA, because you want to get total size of NBA folder. Okay, from NBA folder, each file is stored in the variable file name. That file name will be taken from the list of directories of NBA. Okay, therefore, for file name in the os.list directory from NBA, okay, you are going to calculate total size of all the files by adding the size of each file. Each file size will be taken by os.path.getSize function. GetSize function gets the size of the particular file after joining that file name with the NBA folder. Okay, this is to join the NBA folder with the file name, and this to get the size of a full path. This statement to get the size of full path. Okay, you have to give full path to get the size of the particular file name, and that size will be added to total size variable. Okay, total size variable. Now this total size statement will be repeated for each file in the directory list, and after iterating through all the files of the list, the control come out of the loop and total size will be printed. import OS used to import OS model. When we are continuing with the files and folders, here os.path.exist command checks whether C Windows path exists. Okay, if it exists, it returns true. Okay, now here C sum made up folder, this path does not exist, therefore it's returning false. Here, if Windows System32 directory exists, if it is in the form of directory, then it returns true. Yes, it is available as directory. If Windows sys32 file exists, if system32 file exists in the Windows directory, then it returns a true, otherwise it returns false. Here in Windows, system32 is a directory, it is not a file, therefore it is giving false. Once again, here calc.exe is a file, it is not a directory, therefore it's returning a result false. If you want to check it as a file, okay, is it a file, then run, then it returns true. You can see this true output because calc.exe is a file.